time for another walk. The last time I was in this little ghost town over there, episode 9 I believe, or 10. And then on Sunday I was actually up there. There's a little peak just in the middle of the platform. And then you can see in the other valley, and you can actually see how deep this valley is. But this time I'm gonna go behind that ridge, that big diagonal over there, where the snowy mountains are. I can drive with the car, I think, further in the valley because it's very far from here, and then do a hike from there. It's a little ghost town here. There's no car, there's no people. Usually you can tell if there's no car, then there's no people. Except if there's someone like Romano who lived in a village like that his whole life and he doesn't have a car. Let's have a look. So beautiful. You can just feel the history. Little village. There's 2 houses are renovated, or 2 or 3, which are just holiday houses. There's nobody here. I think from here I'll walk. I could drive further, but it's nice to walk. Surprised to see how good this still looks. This is 1800 meters. Little Alp town or township. Yeah, probably people lived here in the summer with the cows and the sheep. It's so quiet here. another batch of wood. This is the tongue and groove for the roof. I had that already, but most of it I used for the inner cabin. And I didn't like kind of how much it shrinks, you know, because I put it in quite tight, but there's like gaps of 2 millimeters on both sides. So because it's fresh wood, it shrinks over time when it's heated up and it dries more. So this is large. It's slightly more expensive, but it's more beautiful wood. It's more like a hardwood. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it outside and unpack the packs and have some space in between the planks so it can dry out before I put it on the roof. I got it all in one ride. I didn't film it, but it was a bit too much because the last part it was hitting the roof, and it didn't happen last time. So I wonder why it was, but it was because of this bar, the how do you call it? This pipe is bent. You can see it. So I've loaded it up too much. This was on the edge. It was a little over the edge. So you can see it. Let me show you. There. You see what I mean? This pipe used to be straight, but it's bent through because most of the weight is here in the middle. Yeah. It's a bit too far, too heavy. Oh fuck. Now this one is heavy. Large is much darker than fur. Less knots. Yeah, it's really nice. And it colors better with the chestnut beams, which are going to be in there. They're also a bit yellowish, so it's gonna fit nice. Yeah, this was the pipe that was leaking. It's completely vanished. And they've tried to fix the hole. I cut this through. So this is lead, about 2.5 centimeters. I wonder how much is lead, because I need to replace that. So here's the main water connection. I've been digging this out in chapter 3, I believe, before winter. I couldn't do much, and then I learned what it was, a plastic pipe here, which goes there, and at some point it becomes a lead pipe. I don't know where. So I think I'll just make a new connection here, first above ground, and then later I'll dig it in, because it won't freeze much anymore, I think. Alright, I see something. I see the connection between this and that. This is a nice little spot for a garden. I'll probably start with 1 or 2 beds this year, and I'm thinking also to make a little greenhouse here, because there's always sun here. You know, the sun is coming up right there, and then it goes down there, and in summer it's going to be next to that peak. So a lot of sun exposure, and I'll make some raised beds here. It starts with my first veggies. I also have a compost pile there next to the house. I'll show you in a little bit. Start digging. this is the soil I took out of the animal shelter this winter. It's quite a lot that came out. It's been a long time that since there's been animals in there. Could be like 20 years or even more, I don't know. But I thought that soil I could use for the garden. So this pile is going to be a composting place. So that's where I throw my compost waste. And like grass, and mix it up with leaves and grass. Probably need to keep it wet also. And then mix it up, and this is going to be good soil for the garden. These doors are beautiful, but I can't use them as doors anymore because they're too rough. You would hurt yourself on it. But I can use them for the beds, so I'll cut them in half and then I can use them as sideboards. I think it's beautiful. Keep that on there.
Yeah.
House.
It's really spacious inside.
Yeah.
Like a king size bed.
5-person tent or something.
Four.
Four, yeah, pretty big. Are you good on the stove? I think you're in.
Yeah, and put some holes in it.
Holes.
I don't know. I do that.
When
I think then that
In the potatoes or in the...
foil.
Yeah, in the potato. Yeah.
In the potatoes or in the foil?
No, in the potato.
Ah, okay.
Oh. Let's try putting a little bread and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I almost stabbed you. Not sure if it's actually gonna melt.
Okay.
Allora, raga, ci mettiamo due per lato.
Ma dove fa fatica? Glielo mettiamo sotto?
Sì, mettiamoglielo sotto. Togliamo
Aspetta, l'altro, aspetta, perdono.
L'altro lo metti qua. Aspetta.
Bisogna metterla qua la pietra.
Aspetta, togli.
E poi lo spingiamo coi palanchini.
Allora, se sono 300 kg diviso 5 ce la facciamo a alzarlo.
60 kg a testa alzati.
Aspetta.
Should we give it a try?
Sì, ce la facciamo, raga.
Ce la facciamo?
Ce la facciamo.
I think with 6 people we can do it.
Yeah, but it's not. It's 200 kilos.
3 people each side and we can lift it.
E dove lo mettiamo? Aspetta, facciamo
Io mettere, I will put like 2 like stones and put it at least on 2 stones, not completely on the floor. Maybe
Yeah.
it's easier to lift.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's
you
bring
can choose
gonna
no-
dry.
no can
So
do.
in which area you want to put it? Like over there?
Yeah, I'll probably come out.
Ah, più alto.
Cristo.
Vai. Ah, no, devi piantare sotto il legno.
Ok. Occhio,
Ok.
che sta uscendo di qua.
Ok.
Aspetta.
Aspetta.
Vai di qua, adesso alzalo di qua.
Aspetta,
Vai.
Aspetta, qua esce,
Sì, ma qua ne abbiamo due davanti tanto.
Ok.
Vai.
The one in the middle is very big.
Occhio che va giù. Vabbè, non è un problema, Fatto che ruoti sta merda. Vai.
Ok.
Hold on. Ok, boh, proviamo a alzarlo. Let's try to lift it. Dai, 3.
2.
No. Non lo
It's
alziamo.
too heavy.
Non lo spingiamo, vaffanculo che... Guarda che così lo giriamo.
Sento?
Occhio che siamo in bilico.
Digli di fare i siti a lui. Gliela ribaltiamo sopra ora?
No, ma ho detto che...
It's fine.
Ah, ok.
I don't know what to do. I'm gonna clear this out and then I see what it is. And then,
And then you collect again.
I can they call it again, put everything back.
Good
Ok,
job,
dai.
guys.
Quella lì la buttiamo giù.
Adesso bisogna scavare.
Oh yeah.
And usually when we go also for hikes,
Yeah.
you know, we do like lunch like that.
Yeah, that is really...
This is what you bring on a hike. Three
Yes.
bottles of wine.
Yeah, of course.
Anche questo formaggio è
I
buono.
like that
raga.
cheese too. Yeah, it's like soft blue cheese.
Did you enjoy this sausage?
Yeah, I like it. Very soft.
Yeah, it's strange because we eat a lot of raw meat
Yeah.
in our area. Like even beef tartare, a lot, but without too many condiments also.
Some
Yeah.
salt, pepper, some extra virgin olive oil, and that's it.
Keep it simple, huh?
Yeah, or even sliced meat, even again raw,
Right.
but only cow meat, not pig.
I think for you it's weird to eat this raw, right?
Dei bicchieri ce l'avevo.
I was thinking, what the hell is this guy doing? That's nice. They found me. So today was a shopping day. Got a fridge because it was getting too warm even in the cabins. My yogurt was turning, so I needed a fridge. And I got a lot of things for plumbing, like connections and pipes and tubes. So tomorrow I probably have water. I'm gonna make the connection tomorrow, and some other bits. So. I wanted to show you the updated plans for the roof. There's a couple of things I need to figure out before I'm going to start, because I want everything prepared very well before I start building the scaffolding and taking everything off. Especially because this is the first time I do this, and you know, I don't want the scaffolding there for a very long time because I'm living here too. I want to keep it clean. So this is the cabin in SketchUp, and you can see the layers of the roof here. Let me just take away the wall. So it's resting on the existing beams. I have an exploded version here. So you got the rafters, then on top of that the roof boards, then a vapor barrier, then insulation, which is going to be wool or something. These are 2x3s to separate the insulation from a waterproof breathable layer. So basically if there's moist in here it can go out, but rainwater cannot go in. Then you got the counter battens here, which they are to raise the battens, so if there's water coming through the roof it could trip off. And then you got the battens here, and then the stones. Things that I still have to buy is the vapor barrier and this waterproof layer. And I'm not sure yet. Like here they often use something called guaina, which is basically this tar layer. It's like 4 millimeters thick. It's like I think they put it on flat roofing, but it's very durable and waterproof, obviously, but it's not breathable. So I don't think it's a good solution for this one. Only if there's like space, because now I've designed it like these are 7 centimeters and these are 5. So you have 2 centimeters of space of airflow going through the roof. But it's important to get these layers right, so I have to see what is available right here. So then back to SketchUp, you can see a roof light here, because that's something I'm going to build. Right now I've drawn quite a narrow one, and there are, 8 rafters, but I actually have 9 rafters for both parts. And I'm gonna have a larger roof light in the middle here, probably a Velux, which is good quality roof windows, which they use often here. The SK6 is probably the right size, which is it's a little over 1 square meter. It's a nice big roof light here in the middle. But how to build that in combination with the stones is quite tricky, so I have to figure that out first. So I have to visit some shops here which sell the roof lights so I can have a look. Then a very quick preview of the interior. So this is going to be an independent little house. Inside it's, what is it, 450 by 450, something like that. So I'm going to build little stairs here. There's going to be bedroom and bathroom is going to be here, and then this is going to be living room and kitchen, and they're going to be connected. And I'm thinking of building a masonry stove right here. It's another decision I need to make first because the chimney needs to go somewhere. Probably on this side next to the roof light, because a masonry stove keeps the heat in much longer than a traditional stove. You know, because you build a big fire and there's a much larger air circulation before it goes to the chimney, and all of the masonry, the stones or whatever substrate you're using is keeping the warmth for a longer time. And I'm thinking to build a masonry stove which is on 2 levels. So it starts here, the fire is here, and then it continues here and it's part of the kitchen, and then the chimney goes up here. And the good thing is that I don't have to insulate this floor, and I can keep it open. It becomes one space because all of the heat can rise up, and probably I'll build some vents in the floor, so there's less work on the floor and the whole house is going to be warm, and I think that's a nice solution. And also, if this is like a slightly larger gap for the stairs, all of that light from the roof is also going down here, because it can be quite dark in the bottom here, like it is right now inside the entire cabin. So this all has to be designed, and I'm going to spend some time on that, so that's coming next. First I have to figure out what kind of roof light I'm going to use and where the chimney is going to be. That's probably here or there. I have to see how I come out with these beams that are already there.